Another day, another classic bike game on the channel. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Here we are today on SBK 08 on the PlayStation 3 variant. And yeah, it's a game I had back in the day. Back in the day, really, it wasn't much of a superbike guy. Talk about more of that in a minute, but we're going to jump straight in, do a bit of time trial, and just talk about this game. I've had a bit of a blast the last hour really playing this game off camera just for the video, and I must say it's a lot better than I expected. So yeah, let's jump in, do a few laps in time trial, and I'll get into the nitty gritty of the game. So then, here at Phil Byland, we're aboard Nitro Norris R1 from 2008. It's beautiful Santander, probably one of my all-time, if not my all-time favourite liveries from World Superbikes. Just this beautiful red R1 was something that really stood out to me, and I must admit, I wasn't actually a big superbike guy back in the 2000s. When I was a little bit younger, when this game came out, I was 10. I had this weird kind of like mindset that like I couldn't like other bike series because I liked MotoGP. I was very much kind of like tribal towards it, so I never watched British Superbikes, World Superbikes. I only really watched kind of a bit of Supercross, a bit of motocross, and then primarily MotoGP. So I did miss out a lot on these earlier years of my life watching and probably playing some of these Superbike games. I picked this game up when I was 10 in Tesco of all places, and I must admit, at the time on a PS2, it was a bloody hard game to play because of one thing in particular. And if you've played this game back in the day on one of those consoles, you know exactly what I'm going to say. The loading times. You could go cook your Christmas dinner in the time it took you to load into a race. It was that bloody long. But I must say, going back to it, obviously load times are not an issue now because I'm running it on a pretty hefty PC through a PS3 emulator. But graphically, it actually holds up pretty well. Audio's pretty decent. Physics are good for the time. There's some interesting things happen. Off-track physics when you have extreme difficulty on is pretty gnarly. They do not give you a second to recover the bike. You can see bottom right there now, we have damaged the bike with our little crash. You can see the gears have taken a bit of an effect. The springs damaged, the brakes are a little bit worn, and the tires aren't as happy now that we've had a little tumble. And that was one thing that I remember from this game that other games didn't have, is that you could get injured, your rider would get injured and could miss races, and the bike could get damaged and you could basically miss out on finishing a race because of damage. So if you had them settings on, this game was like a proper endurance because you had to stay on the bike, you couldn't keep crashing, you couldn't ride over your limit. And it was one thing I do remember from playing this game back in the day, and just pretty fun to go back to it because it obviously wasn't a game I would play a whole lot back in the day. I kind of again picked it up on a whim, enjoyed it, but because of the low times didn't play a whole lot of it. And like I said, I wasn't a massive superbike guy at the time, so it really wasn't really something that interested me a whole lot because they were roll bikes. They were like I said, not the GP guys, not Rossi. And again, we lose the radar there. That just shows how difficult it was because I had the bike pretty much up right there. We have half worn, so we're going to go back to the pits because I do actually want to try and get one clean lap in, and then we'll jump into the race. I'm not going to lie, this little intro thing here take me about 6 million attempts because I keep crashing. So I've repeated the sentences I'm saying about 1 million times it feels, but overall I do actually enjoy this game. It's quite funny to go back to these old games because they all have their kind of little quirkiness to them, and there's always something about them. And this game in particular is one I've played so long ago that I don't remember much about it, and playing it on the PS2 it's actually quite a bit different. The menus are different and just stuff like that, so it feels like a completely new game to me. But we're going to try our best just to get one valid lap in. Obviously 1:31.8 is the record. I don't think we'll be threatening that at all, but there's the valid lap gone, so another restart. Oh, that was a fucking big eyesight. Oh my god, now. Not surprised he's injured. The thing just stepped out, and if you roll off throttle, it does just send you over the bar. So yeah, that was a good way to start a push lap there. That was that was a proper snappy one. That was pretty cool to see. I just think, again, kind of on the topic of older games being harder, this game in the realistic mode or extreme mode, whatever it's called, it just does not hold your hand, and it will, as we saw there, spit you over the front with not really much warning, because I felt like it was a bit sideways, but I didn't expect it to grip up that aggressively and throw me off. So we're going to try our best, really, just literally to roll around, keep it on the black stuff, and see how far off the record we are if we can do a lap, because I do want to actually get into the races, because I've done 1 or 2 races, and the are a blast to play around with. So it's interesting to go back and play, because I've played pretty much every milestone game at some point in my time. We're coming up now to the release of Ride 6, so there's so many milestone games out there, so to go back to a game that they were involved in so many moons ago, don't reckon I'm stopping this. Turn in early like all the good guys do. Don't go off track, we'll stay on. We're about a second off in the first sector, not surprised. Oh, and we've had another massive, again, the bike when it's upright, you feel like it should let you go straight, but it just snaps. Feels like a bit of a two-stroke this thing, so again, another attempt failed. I'm going to keep going, and you probably will just see a muted version of me, because I'm going to have to focus to get these laps in. Oh, I nearly fucked it. Up to the line, we've finally done a lap. We've taken a lot out of our tyres in doing that lap. And we're not a million miles off, we're less than a second off. We're actually under in the first sector. Even just the menus, like you go to the quick race page, into the pitch, you can change everything, and like you have the rider there. And I'm not gonna lie, right? I, hand on heart, think the rider models are actually better in this game than they are in the modern game. That looks more like Troy Corsa does. And their eyes are a bit more realistic. I just think everything looks better. You'll see as well in a minute with the grid girls, they look so much better than the modern stuff, which I don't know how that's physically possible, to be honest. But anyway, challenges, we're going to do a quick little challenge here before we actually get into a race. There's some special ones, we do try to do some skids, the scenario ones where you have to go head to head and do kind of some things. I remember doing, as a child, the bike damage one was really hard for some reason for me. But we have a couple of time ones. We're going to do the first one. It is Bayless at Renault, so a good little combo. And you can see there all the medals you need to earn. So again, modern games just lack this. And yeah, let's see how we get on. First attempt, you saw me just load in, so I've yet to try this. Not sure why he's not tucking in. There we go. So I presume in 1 minute 20 we don't have to do a full lap. I hope not, else we're snookered. Oh, rear end, hello. Didn't know turn one of Renault's downhill, but anyway, let's not question it. See, the bike just kind of wiggles around on the brakes quite weirdly. That's the one little gripe I'm having to physics. Other than that, they're actually pretty decent, I must say, to be honest. Oh, nearly touched the grass there. I'd say if we touch the grass, that would be invalid. One cool thing is we don't have the racing line on, but the corner indicator up the top changes colour when I want you to brake. And to be honest, if you brake a little bit later than it kind of recommends, you don't really tend to make the corner, which is quite good, because I feel like a lot of the modern day ones, they brake so early. For newer players that like people have them on but they don't even use them, which I always find weird. Oh, we're gonna go on the grass. Yeah, so you can see there the bike just, there's some weird audio. Sounds like a two-stroke in the background playing, but you can see the bike just kind of just slid across the track in a bit of a weird way. So unfortunately that costs us. We're gonna have another go with it because this 1098 I believe it is pretty nice to look at. We're at 30 seconds left, so we've made it this far. Let's not blow it up now. Don't know how far we need to make it, to be honest. Oh, big soppy fuck. Oh, that pushed us wide in a little infield section. Like, again, look, again, I always get given out to for talking about trees in these bike videos, but look at the scenery, it looks great around there. Is that the gate at the end? Can we just flat stick to the end? It's a yellow. I'm gonna brake as if it's a corner, but I think we've done it finally. I got a gold medal. Shouldn't be so happy about getting a gold medal in a near 20-year-old game, but here we are. Might do one or two more, because actually I do enjoy little challenges like that and stuff. We might try one of these scenarios after the race, but we're gonna jump in now, do a little race and see what the AI hold up like. One thing I always use, like in old games, you have instant action, which we're gonna do. We're gonna just press this. It'll put us into a race at, of course, Phillip Island. And yeah, so very short, so it's wet. Try Bayless there, and yeah, for some reason, you'll see here in a second, pretty hilarious, I think, in 2026. Is some of the good girls have tramp stamps, which I think for some reason is the funniest thing ever. Nice bit of leg action there, love to see it. How are we doing? Again, milestone, amazing. Like, I still think that the models look better in this game than they do in the modern ones, which I don't know how that works. So here as Fabrizio, let's see what we can do off the start. Great start as always. I'm always known for my amazing start. Big powerful Ducati though, passing people out into turn one. I don't know what the difficulty is on. Don't know how hard the wet is either. I'm kind of half afraid to brake, because you probably can see as I'm running into people. I'd be careful, those hitboxes seem a bit janky. Oh. So we just roll around the outside, a few people getting picked up on the inside. Get the bike up. Big squirt up the inside of a couple of Kawasaki's on the way to Stoners. Oh, big lock at the rear there. I used way too much rear brake. Real fun to go back to these games, seeing so many old names, different bikes. Kinari there to my right, I believe. Gotta be so smooth. Oh, I didn't think I'd have to be this. I didn't think it'd be this hard going back to one of these old games, even with the realistic extreme physics on. I didn't think it would be this difficult, but it is turning out to be. Ooh, we've just absolutely smacked into one of the other Ducatis, satellite bikes. I must admit, my knowledge from this season isn't real strong. I've gone back and watched a lot of bike races from this time, but I don't know every single team, every single rider. Again, like I said, just super bikes back then didn't exist to me really, which is a big shame really, because there's so much about these bikes I actually like. I think these are a great rule set of bikes, these super bikes that they had then. You had a bit of differences and stuff. There's a lot of things going on in this class I really like that I wish I could have watched back at the time, but it wasn't to be. I got a fast man on track. I think we should probably change that. I had laid on the brakes. I think he's leading. Oh, I'm afraid to tip in because I feel like I will just slide off the edge of the tyre. I think rear brake is my friend. You can see the rear end skipping about. Alright, on P5 we're not doing too bad. Oh, collision for me and for Bayless in front. You can see him waving his arm around. Oh, big rear end lock up. Banged it onto first as well for good measure. Oh, he's off. Is he stayed on? No, he's not. Ruben's house is down. Maybe it was assisted by me up the inside of... assume that's Corsa, if that is... Nitronari leading. A lack of rear grip is coming to be an issue. Taking it too steady now. I'm going to have to risk a bit more, which I don't like. Oh, way too much speed into the very fast uphill left-hander. Track scaling is the biggest issue I think in this game, is how the tracks are. But again, if you kind of go back to, even like go back 10 years, even maybe 5 years, a lot of the tracks aren't very, oh, we get set up there with Bayless. A lot of tracks aren't very good. You can see tires are wearing. You can see we're spinning now. He's just turned the bike in towards the inside of the track there, spinning nearly a straight line. Oh, he tagged the back of our teammate. Alright, on to the last lap now. We need to push. Ponzi Nieto was the fastest and race leader, and we have gone straight into the back of our teammate. And we're still in the race, to be honest. I didn't expect that. We're going to see if we can, I was going to say score points, but well, we're snookered now. I'd say that is game, set and match. I was looking at the stats that pop up on the screen, completely got distracted, and well, yeah, I just smacked into home favourite. Oh, I can hear the helicopter. Alright, the goal now is to beat Bayless if we can. We're a very damaged bike. It's the small things that make these games fun to play and go back and look at. And there's what a lot of people kind of hark on about when they kind of talk about how games back in the day were better, like the helicopter flying over there. Probably not very realistic to hear it so loud, but it was a cool little thing. Oh, on the grass, that's going to be death to me. No, we made it into Siberia. Oh, no, yeah. Rear tire's gone. And that'll be me out of the race. Yeah, Ryder injured. So we've tried, we failed, we've lost. Unfortunately, he's just going to sit there on his bike, very unhappy about his day's racing. So to finish up, let's try one of these scenarios. Head to head, final lap, last corners, win the race, and a photo finish against your all-time contestant. Valencia as Fabrizio. Let's see what else we have. Scenario 2. Simulation mode. Test your ability to obtain a podium with the race with the bikes in your hand. Course at Assen. Let's go. That sounds like a good little one. Try at Assen. So, oh, track didn't exist there for a second. So I don't know how long this race is going to be. Oh, it's a 5-lapper. This might be a bit more harder than I thought. Oh, we missed start again. Oh, this actually looks really good, Assen. I had all these Kazakhis. Oh, we lost the front slightly there, but we've stayed on. P12, so we've taken half of them already. Oh, fucking hell. We're obviously leaning forward there when we got on the brakes. Oh, the R1 not turning very well. The Kawasaki, Reggie's Laconi, XGP rider, has a bit of dirt. We just rode straight across it because I couldn't turn away from it. Also, Zeus is down. Oh, it's so fast now. I reckon this is the tight chicane one. It is. I'm literally on the white line braking. What's not as tight as I remember? I think IRL it is tighter, or was. This track exists only in video games these days. One of the satellite Ducatis would go. Oh, this is going to be a hard one to do. We're hard to do, and I might try and commentate while doing it. Alright, up to P8. If we can get up to the lead and just get away, maybe that might be the solution. We're rolling around the outside of a few of them, which is good. Now we're behind our teammate. Oh, and our teammates like run us across the chicane. We're down. Oh, we've sent like so many of them across the gravel. Oh my god, look at all of them. With our crash, we've only dropped as far as P7, and I reckon we're back up to P4 by the end of the next lap. Brake hard on the outside, past the hands Honda. That was quite funny. You get that with the old games, kind of some weird goodness. Biaggi's down. Forgot he was even in the class, to be honest, Biaggi this year. Robbie Rolfo's down. We're back to P4, so we've... Oh, and who's down? Oh, Hager teammate! After all that, he's been giving us the P3 anyway, so we just need to keep it rubber side down now for the next couple of laps. Yukio Kagiyama. So unfortunately guys, game did crash, and yeah, we're going to leave it there for today. If you do have any suggestions on any games you'd like me to see play, whether it be PS1, PS2, PS3, or even a bit more recent, let me know with a comment. Thank you all for tuning in today. Hope you've enjoyed. This was SBK. I had a good blast. Go back and play it yourselves. Let me know what you think. I had a good time today's video. I hope you did enjoy. Drop a like, subscribe, and I shall see you in a future video in the not so distant future. Thanks for watching. Slán go fóill buachaillí.